Plaintiff Jeremy Brown says within a couple weeks of dating the defendant, he knew she was the one. And a year later, they got engaged. Jeremy claims their relationship didn't work out because his emotional issues got in the way. And he's suing her for the balance due on unpaid loans and a TV. Defendant Lauren Carasillo says 6 months into their engagement, Jeremy became moody and verbally abusive. Lauren denies owing Jeremy for anything because she insists he forgave the debt.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Yes, Your Honor. So basically, the defendant and I met in October of 2014. We had a mutual family friend. Her mother, and the friend went out to dinner one night at the restaurant I was working at. I gave Lauren my phone number, and then we proceeded to talk and text. Within a couple of weeks, I realized that Lauren was the one for me. I waited about a year, asked her to marry me on a ferry.
Had you all been seeing each other throughout that year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we had, Your Honor.
Asked her to marry you on
a ferry, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds romantic.
Yeah.
Different. Anything different in a proposal is romantic. I would
Yes, Your Honor.
suspect. Go ahead.
Gave the
Tell you how
defendant-
I proposed. I had a big box. This was Christmas. I had a big box. Put it under the tree. And as I told you guys, Linda's parents, my wife, used to have a little room for me because of my own little bedroom, because I didn't have anywhere to go other than back to the hood where everybody was smoking crack and getting high. And I was tired of seeing that. And so everybody come out, or Linda comes out, big box, she opens the box, old pair of dirty shoes. Boom. Picks something up, an old pair of this, looks at me. And what is this about? And I said, keep going, and at the bottom, boom, there was the ring. So I think that was romantic because it was different. All right. But tell me, how she responded? Tell me, give us the picture of what happened on the ferry.
Yes, Your Honor. So she became a little flustered.
On the ferry?
On the ferry, yes, Your Honor.
About what?
It was just us two, and
you had the whole ferry.
well, we had the top. We went to the top.
Yeah.
I invited her up there.
How romantic is that? Go ahead.
And yeah, and then she became a little flustered. She said she felt trapped, and then eventually she said yes a few minutes later. But she called her mom, and it was a little bit of a production. But
Okay,
it
so
worked
you
out.
all are on the top of the ferry by yourself.
Yeah.
You have the ring.
I have the ring. I got
And you
down on one knee. I said, "Take your glove off," and I did the whole thing. And yeah.
You find that romantic? Did you?
Well, we were arguing the first few days before that. We were arguing. Actually, his mom was like, after I called to tell his mom, she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you said yes. I was so nervous." I was like, because it was like the worst weekend because we were arguing the entire weekend, and my mom told me that
Arguing
when
about what? I'm getting
I honestly
nosy
don't
now.
even remember what we were arguing about, but we were arguing, and I was like, of all weekends, this weekend? And he wasn't even planning on proposing on the ferry. Afterwards, he's like, I just wanted to get it over with, so I proposed on the ferry. I'm like, on the ferry?
Someone had given me advice to get it over with, so I wasn't thinking about it the whole trip. We were going to Cape Cod, so I thought we had a nice.
That's what he told me afterwards, so I'm like,
He told you that?
yeah,
I was trying to get it out the way.
exactly. So I was
Get
like,
this monkey off my back.
pretty much.
In my mind.
One of y'all here before me now. Tell me how long did that last?
Lasted a few years.
Was everything all right during those years?
Not especially.
What type of problems did you all have?
I had some emotional issues, and I think they got in the way of us a lot of the time.
Good. At least you're man enough to admit that. A lot of people won't.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. And when did you all break up?
It seemed to be about July or August of 2018.
Okay.
It was a month or two after my stepfather got hit by a car. And so, yeah, I think that she had some time to maybe reevaluate some things in life and with me and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Did she give you a reason, or she broke up with you, it sounds?
Well, she had tried to confide in me about some things that she was going through, and I wasn't able to handle that at the time.
Couples, when you have trouble, when both of you are having trouble, you turn toward each other. not on each other. Go ahead, let me hear from you.
The relationship was really good in the beginning. He said that he knew 10 days into our relationship that he wanted to marry me, and he let me know, which was awkward because now we're here. But the relationship was good in the beginning. Then he asked me to marry him, and then I felt that about 6 months into our engagement, things started changing. He got a little bit more moody. I tried to be there for him, and he felt that he just started like being a little bit more verbally abusive and text messages and just treating me differently.
Where do you think that came from?
Just like mood swings. His mood swings started
Where do
getting
you
worse.
think it came from?
The planning of the wedding.
Pardon me?
The planning of the wedding. I think it was just a lot for him.
Yeah, please, that man ain't do no planning. Since when a man plan
Show
on
up.
the wedding?
It was a
What
lot.
planning did he do?
Not,
Nothing.
Well, not
Plan
a
on
lot.
where he gonna get his tux, and that's it. And what type of tux, and how many of his buddies are gonna be in the wedding. That's it.
probably
Bachelor
listening
party.
to me talk about it was.
Oh, okay.
course,
All
I
right.
talked about it
Now
a
that
lot
could
in
be
all fairness.
stressful.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that probably took a toll on him. But then, like, you know, it was hard for him to hold down a job, and
Because mood swing?
yeah, and it's
Yeah, it's
like
a little
the,
more than that wedding. And he's admitting,
Right.
for the most part, that it was his emotional challenges.
Yeah, he was really good to me.
And let's get to the loans and TV.
Yes. So in February of 2017, we started talking about Lauren starting a makeup business, and I said that I would put it on my credit card.
At that time, you all were still intended to be married?
Well, I was. I can't speak for her.
Go
but
ahead.
I was at least intending to stay with her. And so I knew that she couldn't really afford to go out into this business venture, so I offered to help and support. And, you know, obviously with us both stating that the monies would be returned.
And when was the wedding date?
February 10th of 2017.
And when did she borrow the money?
Starting at the end of February 2017.
She borrowed the money after the wedding date was to occur?
Yes.
Okay. So you all had broken off the wedding by February of
Yes.
17. Got it.
Yes.
All right. And the repayment, when was that to be?
We hadn't discussed the time frame.
You still haven't?
Still haven't now.
Yes.
We haven't spoken in 5 months, Your Honor.
Okay. And the last payment?
I don't remember the dates, Your Honor.
Do you remember?
No, I don't. When I was paying him back.
This year? Last year?
It was last year. He used to write things
Okay.
down in his composition.
All right. So if it was last year was your last payment, then yes, you should have paid the balance, or at least paid toward the loan now, even if you didn't have a deadline. If the law infers that it's a reasonable amount of time. And 1 year is a reasonable amount of time in which you should have paid him at least one more payment. And you've breached it because you haven't paid him in time. And after 1 year of no payments, then he could anticipate that you weren't going to pay him anymore. And so that's obviously why he's suing. Tell me about the television.
Yes, Your Honor. So in December of 2016, I moved into her house, or a little before that, I had moved into her house. And since we were planning on the wedding, I purchased the TV on my credit card. The purchase was $1,086 and something cents. Lauren claims that she gave me $400 toward it. I don't remember that.
This is before the breakup. This is en route to marriage.
Yes, it was $600 in cash.
And did you agree to pay?
$600.
Repay your husband to be?
Well, I gave him $600 in cash, and it was like a Black Friday sale. So we bought it and we put it in my room.
In your story regarding the television, she paid you nothing.
I don't remember anything, no, Your Honor.
All right. You got these memory problems. That's the second memory problem you done had. That doesn't help your case when you have memory problems.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you're such a nice and respectful guy. This is how you win cases, folks. Now, you tell me about the loans and the television.
So the other loans, yes, he did help me, and I was paying him back for my business, and we would do events together for my makeup business. He would put the money on his credit card so that he could get points and use them, and I would pay him back whenever I would do makeup businesses. We did it together. He wasn't working, so we did the events together. He would collect the cash, I would collect the credit payments, and that's how I'd pay him back. So like
You
I
paid
said,
him all of it?
I'm sorry?
You haven't paid him all.
No.
Oh,
Sir.
okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let me look at that. That's sharp. Your arm there with jewelry. Show me to me. That is sharp. That's where your money is right there. There go your money. Go ahead, man.
No, it was a present.
Yeah, right. Go ahead. Yeah, a present from him, unbeknownst to him.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
Anyway.
So you agree that you owe him money. So what's your defense?
So when we were having conversations, in our conversation via text, I was telling him that I didn't like being in debt to him because in multiple messages he said to take my time paying him back. And I said I didn't like being in debt to him or feeling this way, and I didn't want to do that to him. And he told me to forget the money. I just want to be in your life more than I ever have been. And I said, I hear you. I just don't want you to regret it or to hate me.
You're suggesting that he forgave the debt.
Yes,
And
Your
it
Honor.
sounds like he did, unless you have another communication since that time, sir.
I don't have any communication, Your Honor.
Well, what's your defense to her saying that you forgave the debt and her presenting me with a document or a text that says you forgave the debt?
I have no defense.
See how you want to help somebody who's so nice? I'm going to put $50 on it.
I wish you'd lie.
Out of my pocket. Let me see. Let me see if I got $50. This guy's such a nice guy. I got to put something on it.
You got
Yeah, he gets something out the deal, man. That's a gift. Your claim is dismissed, but at least you got something out of it because you're a nice guy. You got a gift from the judge. And that's just a token of appreciation for being respectful. Of course, there's no payment. I want you to take heed to the fact that I respect the way you behave yourself so much in the courtroom that I wanted to give you a gift, however small it is. You got to go by the law with the case. You forgave the debt and you didn't change your mind. At least I don't see any other documents, so a forgiveness of the debt is just that. They don't owe you anymore afterwards. Have a good day. That's my judgment.
Are you okay? I just want to make sure you're okay.
I'm gonna be fine. I wish I had the money. Can't have you, so I wish I had the money, but you know,
Here.
you can always pay me back the money.